Mind philosophy discusses the insights from some of the greatest thinkers over time. It will also demonstrate how their wisdom can be applied against the complexities and challenges we face in modern society. It's how philosophy can be used as a vehicle to produce a better version of who we are and how we interact within ourselves and each other. We are a social species. Not only is the company of others critical for our mental health, our bodies were formed in order to fulfill the very function of our sociability. We were reminded of its importance during the height of the COVID pandemic. It is through our sociability we form groups, establish our values and norms of behaviour, perhaps forming a herd where we feel protected, where we are not alone. It is among this herd that many will follow, yet there are voices that are not always heard. There is a soul that needs its space to resonate to the sounds of its own voice, to rediscover and create their own values. Have you ever felt that you sometimes followed the crowd as a means to do what was expected of you, in order to not be signalled out from the group? This is a story where through disenchantment one has decided to separate from the herd, as when we do this, others will question and criticise us, and we will also question ourselves. Nietzsche tells a story of his prophet Zarathustra as he descends from the mountain to share many discourses of wisdom. I've also released another 2 Lust Like Zarathustra videos featuring the 3 metamorphoses of life and of the tree of the mountainside. The link is in the description and is part of a series of Lust Like Zarathustra videos to come. This is another of Zarathustra's discourses, the way of the Creator. Zarathustra addresses one who is in solitude, alone, and warns that for those who choose to separate from the herd to seek answers can easily get lost in themselves, as it is conceived to be a crime to take ourselves apart and be alone according to the herd. Even in our isolation, the voices of the herd will still ring within us, and he asks us for our commitment to our quest, and he says, "Are you a new strength and a new right? A first motion, a self-propelling wheel? Can you also compel stars to revolve about you?" Yet, for Zarathustra, he warns that this commitment must not carry the convolution of vengeance and excessive ambition, as these do no more than a bellows which inflates and makes us feel emptier. It is not easy to be alone, to be the judge of our own morals, as to determine ourselves for what is good and evil is like a star thrown into an empty sky. Zarathustra adds, "But one day solitude will make you weary. One day your pride will bend and your courage will break. One day you will cry, 'I am alone.' One day you will cry, 'Everything is false.'" To shy away from the herd requires a conviction to burn ourselves among our own flames, where the renewal of ourselves is only born from the residue of ashes of the burns we bear. In solitude, you are going the way of the Creator, to create yourself a God from your 7 devils. In solitude, you are going the way of a lover, one who loves but also one who despises ourselves, as lovers would do. In solitude, you are going the way to create yourself, yet justice will be slow to limp after you. Zarathustra concludes, Go apart and be alone with my tears, my brother. I love him who wants to create beyond himself, and thus perishes. Thus spoke Zarathustra. We see so much in modern society, where not only are we forced to stay among the herd to avoid false judgment, but we are also compelled to like what is popular, to avoid ourselves being a figure of disapproval. We know all so well during the COVID lockdowns how we were hampered through isolation. Yet, when we realise our disparity of the values of the herd, when we realise that our voice has been silenced through the mutter of the herd, we then must rely on our own courage to stand aside and allow ourselves the time and space to recreate ourselves, to build a better version of who we are. Being different is never easy, as we see the commonality of the herd in social and mass media. It is in essence inescapable. Yet, one who bears the courage to step aside to recreate themselves can kindle a passion that burns within our hearts, that can only then build a vision to gaze at the world like no other star. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please press the like button and subscribe. And feel free to leave your comments. Also look out for my other Thus Spoke Zarathustra videos as part of this series, and more to come. I look forward to seeing you on our next journey.